G'day viewers, welcome to another super cool repair video from the Goat Shed. Well, today it's 9th of February 2024 here in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. It's 18 degrees Celsius outside, which is approximately 64.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Today our subject is Gottlieb's Royal Guard, made in January 1968. Now there were 2,900 of these made, and a Krinsky design with an Art Stenholm artwork. The machine immediately prior to Royal Guard was Elite Guard, and after Royal Guard was Palace Guard. Now here we have the playfield all disassembled on the top and parts of it underneath, and it's all been waxed and polished. It doesn't look too bad. There are a couple of places that aren't real good, just here. Yeah. We can't do much about that.
Wild planking.
Yeah, there is a little bit of planking there. But the guard himself's in pretty good shape. Handsome devil he is. There he is. We'll show you in a minute the cabinet of this machine is the incorrect colour, but it's not going to get changed. This is simply a repair.
Well, they've done a fair good job on it.
They did. Spanky isn't over happy about that, but once again there's nothing we can do. We wanted to show you the unique feature though in this game of the snap target assembly, which goes in here. So here you can see we've got arrow, purple, red, yellow and green, purple, red, yellow, green, and when it swings this side and you hit say the red, it'll light the different targets. When it's on this side and you hit the red, it'll light the red pop bumper, etc. So the idea of these is they're made so that they click over to one side and back to the other. Now there's only 4 of them. It's a bit of a gap, and a lot of people think that there's a target missing or broken. Well, that's not the case. We're going to show you how to deal with those assemblies in a moment, but we just wanted to give you an overview of the machine. So we're actually going to make a separate video on the troubleshooting of the game. So Graham's just fitted on the arch up the top there of the ball shooter lane, and these have all been painted, the sides and everything.
Yeah. With
what did you paint them with?
Oh, I just clear lacquer.
Clear lacquer.
But a good sand with probably 80 grit, and then a slight I don't know, probably 2,000 grit to get rid of the rough bits, and then once it was stained, we're going to a quick wet sand to bring it up smooth and beautiful. It's a lot better than when it was. It was all horrible and all black marks along it, and we do it to most machines that we get. Just makes the playfield look at that a little bit extra better. And plus we painted the top arch too. That's got to go on in a minute.
So there you go. Royal Guard was machine number 224, and when we do the troubleshooting, we're going to show you the gameplay of the machine. So there's 3 places you can get special. You can get them up the top there, as you can see, in the lane C, and you can also get them whereabouts. We'll get them here
on the fan targets.
On the fan targets, there's a left and a right fan target. How's that? We've put all the light bulbs in. Now, what have we got new parts for this? We've got a flipper kit we've got to put in it, and we've got to put the 4 AC pop bumper kits in. So underneath this machine, under the playfield, we've got a few interesting, shall we say, things to deal with, but the most prolific is of course the snap target.
Yeah, it's the main feature of the game.
So we're polishing the snap target up at the moment, all the bits of it, and let's just share with you what we've done so far. We've cleaned all these up. There they are there.
They're not great, but they're okay.
Now you can buy new targets.
Actually, usually there's 1 or 2 missing.
And so rivets, but these are all good. Someone's replaced these at some stage. That one I think has been replaced. This one.
The purple one has for sure.
The purple one had for sure. So that's all polished and the frame's polished. And well, when we also had 4 springs missing off it, or 3 I should say. But we're going to replace those springs. Now I wrote to Steve at PBR and he gave me the correct part number for those springs, but sadly they're no longer available. So we have a selection of springs here and we've chosen ones that we feel will work and we'll fit those to the unit. Now let's just show you the actual cabinet so you can have a little look at that before we go on to these snap targets. So there's the cabinet. As you can see, it's been painted a yellow and green. Now it's in fact supposed to be red, white and blue, and what they've done, they've made all this part bigger because there's supposed to be some stripes along the bottom. If you were to have a look at the photo on IPDB, you'll discover that. Let's have a quick look inside the motorboard and see what we've got to do in there. Hopefully not a lot. Motorboard itself's pretty dirty. Hopefully that top cam will clean up a little better. Here's the ball count unit just over there to the right with that blue coil. That's probably working not too bad. And we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 relays. Wow, that's alright, 7 relays to deal with. Not even a double lot. So have to spend a bit of time on that, and we may even show you some troubleshooting on the motorboard as well later on. We've got the big trip bank there, so we've just got a little bit more to do before we get onto that. So let's get started on the actual snap targets. Righto, here we are with the whole snap target assembly ready to put back together. As you can see, everything's been highly polished on the buffing wheel. This finish often comes up really nice when you polish it. We didn't have to do an awful lot to the whole frame, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, each of the targets has been polished. Now, it's a good idea to take a lot of photos before you do this sort of thing, and I must confess we took photos of this because it's a long time since, well, I don't think we've ever had to pull one down. We did have to change a snap target on one a while back. Now the things to look out for here, these actual boards, you know, they can wear in the ends, but this is quite good. There's minimal play there. There's a little bit, but it's nothing to worry about. The holes in this one here could get a bit elongated, but no, they're fine. So we've replaced the coil sleeves. That's all done. We have noticed that one's a 4893 coil, which is the correct one, and the other one's a 4196. Look, there's about just under an ohm difference in there, so we're not going to bother changing it. We've got the springs here ready to go, the old ones, and we've got some new springs that we'll use shortly to put in. Now, obviously it's just put it back in the reverse order. So what we're going to do, the first thing we need to do is put the targets themselves back in. So there was a washer set under each one. So we're just going to pop those washers on there. Very simple, they're little fibre washers. I suppose if you lost one, it wouldn't hurt to put an ordinary metal washer about the same size on there. Now remember, the target colours have got to go on in order. Now I'm looking at this it's upside down, it's as if it was in the machine. It's not oriented the right way, but it's oriented enough to put it back together. So what we need to do, we need to get the green target, put it up in there, up we go. Do the same with the yellow, the fiddling round, up we go. Same with the red. There we go. And the purple one. Now the purple one's got an arm on it. So get that back in.
Sometimes they snap off.
a bigger arm on it, I should say, a longer arm. Well, that doesn't make sense. The longer arm is on here. That's what I meant to say. So we'll get that back on. So there's our targets back in. Now, the next thing we need to do is put these on, these pivot things. So we've got the purple one. I guess you call those bushings. They're those bushings. We did a video where one actually failed. Remember that? It failed on the... it was a step unit. It actually failed. Where it actually... Remember the rivets were loose? Because they were sort of worn away. Does anyone... If you watch our videos, you would have seen that. It was quite interesting. So probably thinking about this, what we're best to do, I've put all those on now, but now what we should do is put these on. That'll sit them in the right spot, like that, hold them in place. And then what we'll do, we'll set the bar on, we'll kind of get it like that. Then like that. There, that's much easier. See, a bit of practice doesn't hurt. Like I said, I haven't done this myself for a long time. There, that's a bit easier, so we'll do it that way. We've got that. Now, all we've got to do, we'll put those C-clips back on here, 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 and here. I was getting all confused. I was going to put it on there, but that's not right. Now we've done that, we'll set them in place.
You take that out and then
these C-clips will just push on relatively easily, I hope. There is a special tool you can buy to put C-clips on with. I do have one. I don't have it in the goat shed. I have it in all my old typewriter stuff at home. I don't fix typewriters much anymore. Not really much of a demand. Now that one's a bit tight, not quite right. So what I'm going to do with that one, I'm just going to get the pliers, open them up a bit, get it on the lip, and squeeze it down. You probably heard it click, then you know you got it on right. I'll put the very last one on here. And it went on with conchimades as well. So they're all on and in place. Now we've got to put the coil brackets on. Now I've already pre-assembled those up to a point. Alright, so this one on this side, what has to happen, the actual, we'll sit it up the way it's supposed to go. That's going to go in the machine like this. But of course you can see the screws have to go through, a bit hard, can we see that? The screws have to go through the holes here. So all we're going to do is we'll get one, we'll start it, screw it through a little bit, a little bit more. I'll slide that in, get it approximately in place, which is about there, and screw one in the rest of the way just to position it. Well, how's that? I got that reasonably right. I know you can't see that all that well. because my hand's in the road. But I'm just going to sit that one screw in there. Just temporarily. Oh, did I get it? I might have missed it. Oh no. That's right. I've got that all set up. Just needs to go in a bit more. Get the nut on the back. We'll roll it over. Just got to put a nut on it. Washer. This has been apart before. Someone's had this because they've lost some washers. We'll just sit that there like that. Let's tip it back over. I sort of thought that might happen, but that's a job hazard. We'll just pop all that back together now. In you go. In you go. Yup, made a mess of that.
But that we know of.
Okay, so here it all is back together. I had to do a bit of stuff off camera, like to screw these screws in. Just impossible. I've got to try and reach around and everything. But I'm sure everyone gets the picture. There's like a bracket on here where it screws into the bottom of the playfield. So bearing in mind this sits in like obviously upside down, goes into the playfield sort of like that. But let's see it operate. They're supposed to snap. So let's do it. Here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just get in. Look at that. Fantastic.
Better than you.
Before it was sort of flopping around, all that was
and there's only one of these 4 springs that were on it.
Yeah, there was only one spring. So those springs are not available anymore. So we've made a selection of springs similar to the one that was on it. I mean, God knows it may be right, it may be wrong.
But it works.
But it works. So we're going to go with that. Round the back here, you had to tighten up these nuts. That's these nuts here. So that's a 5/16 inch spanner, and there are 2 shape-proof washers missing off there, so I'm going to search for some of those and put them on. So there you go. That's how to refurbish a Gottlieb snap target assembly. So Spanky's happy, I'm happy. You happy, Graham?
Oh, I'm delirious.
There you go. All right. As I said, we'll make a further video on the troubleshooting and gameplay of this machine over the coming days, probably next week now. So thanks so much for watching. And this has been another Goat Shed presentation.